What's up, everyone? Welcome to another immigration video. A lot of you send me messages and send me the link of the USCIS announcement. How does that impact you? Is there any benefits and not benefit? For those of you who are not aware, USCIS made some rule changes and announcements this week. Finally, the rule is published. I'll put the link in the description so you can go and read it yourself. It's an amazing news. It's a good news. I would say it's definitely a good news. Comes with some cost, but I will talk about what are those good news. Basic idea about this rule change or the news is that USCIS have now enabled premium processing for many visa types or form types. For example, for H1B, if you had applied for H1B and if your lottery got picked, you could do premium processing, which means that you could basically get your decision, approval, denial, RFE, whatever, premium faster. Like you don't have to wait forever. If you are on H4 to F1, you typically, if you like, let's say if you're a wife or a husband who's dependent on H1B visa, now wanting to study, wanting to move to F1, sometimes it takes 6 to 9 months to do that. But now they have enabled premium processing for F visa, which means that you can actually pay a little bit extra and then, get your visa done, transferred from H4 to F1 within 30 to 45 days. All of those details we've been talking about with the Rajiv Ji. So please go and watch this entire conversation with me and Rajiv Ji we just did. Thank you, Rajiv Ji, for doing this and jumping on this quick call. We're going to talk about the new announcement by USCIS on the several things they announced. So let's get started.
So the USCIS has said they are undertaking massive backlog reduction efforts. Before I get to that, I just want to give you an overview of what they are doing. Mm-hmm. First, they are taking a three-pronged attack on backlogs. One, they have decided they are going to change their processing goals. They are saying that we will get all premium processing I-129, which is H1, L1, all the employment-based non-immigrant visas, down to premium processing within 2 weeks and non-premium processing within 2 months. They're also saying that all employment authorizations should be processed within 3 months. It used to be that the USCIS was bound to adjudicate all employment authorizations within 90 days. This was in their regulations. And if they were not, there was also a time when they used to issue interim EADs if they were not able to process the EAD within 90 days. But that went into history. USCIS amended its regulations to take out the 90-day limit. Now they have struck a compromise where 90 days has become an operational goal for EADs. So that's part of the reason why they have not put in a lot of emphasis on doing 765 EADs for example, H4 right away and postponed it because they think they're going to be able to do this anyway. They've also reduced at least their aspirational goal for all applications, everything that you can pretty much think of within 6 months. That's what they want to process. If you look at the forms they are implementing right now, which means once they finalize the regulations within 60 days, which means about June, July, somewhere in that time frame. Yeah. I-140 for multinational executives, which is EB1C, and national interest waiver will be now premiumed within this fiscal year. Change of status to F status, which was a big one for a lot of people. Also JNM within this fiscal year. And it tells you that 30 calendar days is the goal and $1,750 will be the fees. And these fees can be adjusted.
Basically, they're just making changes to premium processing to make it faster so that if you pay.
They're adding more forms to premium processing.
Oh, okay.
So previously they had premium processing for certain very limited forms.
Oh,
they have added
gotcha.
More forms.
Okay.
I-530, this is another big one. I-539 to change to F status. So people were waiting months and months and months. And the problem is, if you want to get OPT, you have to be in F1 status for one full calendar year,
Yeah.
and that used to become a problem. And there are some exceptions, little exception to that, but let's go with the fact that this could help a lot of people. Form I-765 application for employment authorization for F1 OPT. So that can be premiumed now, or at least within this fiscal year. So students will be able to premium their EADs, but it's not happening tomorrow. It's going to take a few months.
Right. Yeah.
And remember
And in that
also,
few months is roughly 60, 70 days. Big once.
well, it's 60 days after the rule becomes finalized. It is already a final rule, except for some technical issue where you can still comment. I think it's Paperwork Reduction Act. Once it becomes final, they'll give us 60 days after which they'll implement. Okay. So I'm looking at maybe June, July timeframe, August, maybe somewhere there.
Right.
I think the rule becomes effective on May 1st. So if you take 60 days, June, July 1st, something like that.
Right. So just for people who are super new to this and like brand new just came, in December, if they graduate and they want to apply for OPT, their EAD, and they're not sure and they don't want to wait, that's when they would be able to like premium processes, pay $1,800, get it within 30 days instead of waiting forever.
1750.
Yeah. Is it? Oh, it's 1,500.
No, hang
actually.
on.
It's 1,500.
It's 1,500. Sorry, yeah. The change of status to F1, etc., is 1,750. But the EAD.
So what does change of status like mean?
So, for example, let's say you are here on H4 status. Okay, you are the spouse of an H1B holder.
Okay, got it.
And you want to go to school, and you also want to get OPT. So from H4 to F1, you should be able to get that done, premium processing. And remember,
they're saying 30 days.
30 calendar days.
Right. Which is in to pay 1,800. So if you don't do premium, how long typically does it take from H4 to F1?
I have people waiting 9 months.
Wow. Okay.
So you can have a baby faster than you can change status.
Yeah. Got it.
Part of the problem is the reason they did not implement H4 right away. They said they didn't have enough of a data on the number of applicants possible, this and that. So there was no historical data. The problem is if you don't implement it, you don't get historical data. So at least you could do a pilot program, do like 1,000 cases and see how it's working out. One more thing they have done is that for certain forms, and this has been sticking in my craw a little bit, for certain forms, they've said when there are certain preliminary requirements necessary, for example, H4 is the H1 holder at far enough advanced stage of green card, etc. All those things have to be figured out. Then we can adjust the times. So we'll see how this works out. It's still a little early to say. We'll know better once the programs get implemented. I'm hoping that if they have additional staff, etc., we might see a little bit of a hastening of the implementation, but I can't say for sure. Also remember, they can suspend these from time to time. So for example, in the old days, they used to suspend H1B premium processing during the peak time. And then after about 60 or 90 days of H1 lottery, they would reopen them. Right now, H1B premium processing is still available.
Awesome. This was, so is there anything waiting? Are we waiting? Like for some reason, I thought that we are still waiting for the official confirmation. The
rule has been published.
Okay.
We were waiting until, I would say, 4 days earlier.
Okay. So it's now confirmed.
Yeah. Now the rule has been published in the Federal Register.
Okay. So the comment period, is that started already? Okay.
It started already, yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay. All right, awesome. Cool. Thank you, Rajiv ji. We'll talk soon.
Always a pleasure, Yudi ji. Take care of yourself.
Yes. Bye. Thank you for watching this video. If you find it valuable, please consider subscribing. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep smiling and keep hustling. You gotta hustle every single day.